Hola amigos y amigas, I hope you're doing great. In the video of today we're going to be talking very briefly about a form of the verb that for those of you that took beginner 3 with us, you had seen before, and those of you who have studied before, maybe you have seen it. It is commonly studied and linked when you learn directions in the city because it is a form of the verb that is linked to commands and with orders, so cross, ask, stop, change, these sort of directions, and also we use that for advice, alright? So in the next class, when you put this grammar into practice, you will be using it mostly linked to advice. So eat, sleep, exercise, these are the sort of like exclamation mark expressions. You have seen in the beginner 3 the to, which is what we're going to concentrate on as well, because you can also do it in the other pronouns, but we'll start with to. But you saw it before only in the positive form, so the variation now is that we're going to see it also in the negative form. This is a little bit of a tricky, not impossible at all, but a little bit of a tricky form of the verb, just because it is so different, it works so different than in English. Let's take the to it, right? So the positive imperative, no matter if you're saying it to a person, to many persons, or if you're speaking formally or informally, which you don't really have this notion in English, which remember we do in Spanish with to usted. In English it will be only it, that's all. And in the negative form, super easy, don't eat, don't leave, don't exercise, don't go. Alright, if only it was as simple as in Spanish. It's not, but it makes it very exciting. And it is actually a little bit of a pattern and a little bit of a changing this here and there, and it's actually quite simple. So, the positive imperative with to, what does it mean with to? It means if you're giving an order to one person with whom you have an informal relationship, right? That you will be addressing this person with to and not usted. Which, by the way, is more and more commonly used in Spain. Less so in Latin America, depends. Latin America we tend to use usted a little bit more, in Spain less and less so, but in this way too is a little bit more universally useful. So we have that the imperative conjugation or form of the verb when you're saying to positive, it is quite simple because it's basically conjugate the in the third person, which is él, ella, usted. That's all you need to do, and that already becomes an order. So, habla. Of course, in the speaking one, you have in the written one, you have the exclamation, which I forgot, sorry, we use it in both, of course. And so that would mean speak, right? If you read it. If you're speaking it, of course, you'll make it like a snappy, speak, habla, alright? Habla, vive, come. So, it is exactly the same like saying, él habla, él vive, él come. That's that. So, of course, you just don't put that pronoun. Now, we're going to take a look at the negative form, that don't do that, alright? So, it is a little bit of a little put here and there. So, it's basically the same form, kind of. So, first of all, we add an S to that form that we had there, and then whenever we had an A, we change it for an E. Whenever we had an E, we change it for an A. It's just like a game. So we had habla, so we said no hables. We had vive, so we said no vivas. We had come, so we said no comas. So this means don't talk, don't leave, don't eat. Sounds like a weird choir. This is it. This is, of course, for the regular verbs. In your handouts, you're going to have irregulars, which is, of course, the fun part of the verbs in Spanish, and you will be practicing this a lot in next class and also throughout your courses in the school. Thank you. Bye-bye.